Welcome to my channel. I'm the Aries Empress, and I want to present what is a secured party creditor via UCC1. Please subscribe and like and allow me to go over some details for further understanding on your journey. I will be referencing notes from other sources along with my own interpretation. Also note I am not giving legal advice or own any of this information. This is for entertainment purposes only. Now let's get started. During the year 1933, the Congress handed over control of all the post offices to the Secretary of the Treasury. Why would they do this? That is why the revenue is delivered to the government on April 15th. When an application and certificate of live birth is delivered to the Department of the Treasury in Washington, D.C., that certificate becomes bonded. There is an account produced which we know as the Social Security number. This means there are funds borrowed against these accounts. The credit approved on paper is then invested in stocks and bonds. The Bureau of Engraving states that even the Federal Reserve uses the bond number, which is stamped on the certificate of live birth, as it is also stamped on the Federal Reserve notes themselves. The bond number has one letter from A to N, which is followed by 8 numbers. You will notice recently printed Social Security cards are now also printed with the bond number on the back in red ink. It is a fact that every single living, breathing human being in the United States is bonded and used in commercial activities by the Corporation of the United States, which has received them. There have been IMFs that track commercial activity in the billions attached to individuals earning around $50,000 a year. The government is utilizing both their name and assets to be used to trade in the drug, crude oil, and various other commodities. This just proves that all property, both real and private property of every living, breathing American, is entrusted by Congress to provide collateral for the national debt. The government states that well over 25 million UCC financing statements have already been filed with UCC offices throughout the United States. Related commercial documents have been forwarded to the Secretary of the Treasury. These facts have been gathered through information acquired through the CID of the IRS, FBI, Secret Service, Justice Department, the Department of the Treasury, and the Secretary of State. They have all confessed that not one single properly filed UCC form has been turned down or prosecuted under any criminal laws. Right now, even though they have no legal right or claim or lion, the bankers hold the title to you through your birth certificate. You can regain control by simply filing a notice of lion against the birth certificate. Filing notices of lion is done every day. Banks regularly file notices of liens with the Department of Commerce to prove and establish their interest in all kinds of property, homes, cars, tools, equipment. This is done very simply by contacting the Secretary of State or Department of Commerce and filing a UCC1 financing statement and listing the property as collateral on the statement. The same can be done with your birth certificate. Which is your property? You and only you can file this notice of lion. In this case, the company is the government. Because you agreed to work for the government, the company, for the rest of your life, the government, company, agreed to pay all of the debt you incur in your lifetime. Is that a bit of a surprise to you? It should be. No one has told you or showed you how to use this information. In exchange for your birth certificate and your application for Social Security, which they used as collateral to reduce their debt with the bankers, the government, company, promised to pay your debts. You work on behalf of the U.S. government as collateral on the national debt owed to the bankers. Whatever your debt, it's actually prepaid. That's right, your debt is prepaid with what is known as money of account. There is no real substance or money of exchange, such as gold or silver, only accounting adjustments and set-offs. The U.S. government agreed to do this for you with the passage of House Joint Resolution, HJR 192 back in 1933, shortly after the national emergency and bank holiday declared by President Roosevelt. You're already signed up for this program from birth. It's just that no one told you about it, until now. A secured party creditor is someone who holds the superior lion over the strawman debtor. As a secured party creditor, you can eliminate your credit card debt and stop foreclosures. Becoming a secured party creditor is your first step towards sovereignty. Once completed, you will have established the foundation to manage the commercial affairs of the debtor and the standing to protect yourself from all public claims made against your strawman, which is your name in all capital letters. This can be accomplished by filing your UCC-owned Uniform Commercial Code 1. Remember, you need it to have at least a security agreement to file a UCC-1. While the secured party creditor status rebuts the presumption that you are property of the state, you must still bargain for your rights as a sovereign. Only citizens, as known as slaves of the state, have privileges. For sovereigns, rights without contract are a fantasy. If you do not see your image in the depiction of the Founding Fathers at the signing of the Declaration of Independence and the Constitution of the United States, you are not party to the contract. This last statement may be a shocking revelation to many of you, but it is nonetheless true. If you did not gather in private discussion with your fellow man for the purpose of determining how you wish to govern and be treated by other sovereigns, if you have not framed the declaration of your rights for which you pledge your life, your wealth, and your sacred honor, as did the signatories to the U.S. Constitution, then you have but one unilateral right to institute a claim. However, this right is negated under the Declaration of International Rights and Duties if the individual, which reads as follows: every individual is entitled to be protected and assisted by the state to which he belongs, in the manner and form established by treaties and by international law. No individual who, according to the law of the state against which he institutes a claim, as a citizen of that state, shall be entitled to such protection. The United Nations Conference on International Organization, page 105. Department of State Publication 2490, Conference Series 83, 1946. The first step in returning yourself to a sovereign individual is that you have to take back your artificial straw man and reclaiming it as your debtor. If you were to take a look at your driver's license, social security card right now, you would see your name in all capital letters. That is your straw man that the government created for you. In order to take back your straw man, you need to file a UCC-1 financing statement, filed with your Secretary of State's office. The UCC-1 defines exactly who the debtor is and who is the secured party creditor. Your name in all capital letters is the debtor, and your name with initial capitals, and the rest lowercase letters, is you, the secured party creditor. As more and more people perform this process, some states are making the filing of UCC-1 forms more difficult. Some states are refusing to file it altogether. The other part of the reclamation of your straw man process is the security agreement as stated before. Though this document is not filed with the UCC-1 form, it should be referred to in the financing statement section of the UCC-1. It is a properly executed security agreement that makes your filing legitimate, since it is an agreement between your flesh and blood you and your artificial you. You cannot go around making other people or entities your debtors unless you have something to back up your claim. A properly prepared and correctly filed UCC filing will ensure in the future to protect the property and assets of the secured party. These filings will make it clear that there is a legal invested interest control of the secured party. You will not have to deal in court jurisdictions and stay out of the area of controversy. Obtain the actual certificate of live birth via vital records. This means that the process is only to be used for an accepted for value answer to any commercial claim. If a written and contracted claim is received by the debtor, strawman, it can be accepted for value by the secured party. The claim can then be discharged when the proper documents are forwarded through the Secretary of the Treasury to the UCC Contract Trust, which remains filed with the Analysis and Control Division of the IRS. You can visit www.theariesempress.com for services. Thank you for listening and continue to learn on your journey. Don't forget to subscribe. Have a great day.